Hello everybody and welcome back to new Eriador. This is the place where we have left off last time. It is the Reddit challenge area and this place is going to be great. It's a project that we started last week and in here we want to create a game for the members of the server to play. But for that we need a big hole, and Brad and Marofa, we hired them and they are in the progress of creating the big area that needs to be dug out. You can see that down here, back to there and back to there. This is the amount of blocks that needs to be cleared, and currently they are working pretty hard on getting this done. I provided a bunch of TNT or gunpowder which they crafted into TNT. I just don't know where they store that. And clearing the area here, I'm looking forward to when this is done. But since I don't want to work on this area in today's episode anyways, it's alright that it's not done yet. But hopefully by next episode we can start working at least here in the center. But today we want to work on something else, which is something more technical for the storage. Of course, this will be super technical as well. I've got great ideas for a victory monument, which will be involving flying block entities and craziness. But today I want to work on something regarding the farms, because we do have 2 farms in the base, and I will now quickly hop over to the first one, which is the Guardian farm. So here I am at the Guardian farm, and as you can see we get a lot of Guardians spawning in here. I just came in and there is a bunch of those guys around, and I have the feeling that this farm is already working at a quite high efficiency, because we have been in the base and while we have been there was Guardian spawning. I was checking on the chests that we have been placing when we were working on this, and this chest that we placed was full. It was completely filled up with stuff from the Guardian farm, and then I thought, okay, let me add more chests, and I added 2 more chests, so now there were 3 chests and they filled up. And I wasn't expecting this, because there's all the water around the farm and still there are so many Guardians spawning. I added a ring of hoppers around there, so we also get the ink sac, and with those we can make plenty of sea lanterns, prismarine bricks, prismarine and dark prismarine, which I am also selling in my redstone shop. But the question I was asking myself is if it's really worth it to remove the water around the farm, because this is already producing, I think, more than we would ever need. Look at the fish here and look at the shards. I mean, I can sell this stuff, but I don't think that I will need that many sea lanterns to build in a base. And so I want to forward that question to you. Do you think it is worth it to remove all the water around the farm if this is already running at that rate that we get like a few double chests every now and then full of blocks? I will put a poll on the screen so you can vote, because I need your feedback for that. So also leave me your feedback in the comment section if you think it's worth it to remove the water around the Guardian temple to increase the spawn rates of the Guardians. Another farm that we are having in this area is of course the mob farm, and this is the best example of viewer feedback. I'm so thankful for your comments, because there were 2 comments that drastically changed this farm. One was saying that the water here would increase the sub-chunk value, so spawn attempts would happen up to here where the water was, and I confirmed this with a mango. Every block that is decreasing light level actually increases the sub-chunk value, and so decreases the amount of spawn attempts down there in the chunk where we want them to happen. So what I did is remove the water here and added a layer of blocks down there, half slabs that is, so it's still quite dark. I'm super thankful for that comment, because since then the spawn rates went up a lot. I also changed some things down here, because another comment was saying that I could use entity cramming with minecarts for killing the mobs, and so I came up with a concept that has trapdoors there, so the spiders can't climb up and will be stuck under there, then go into here and either fall down into the minecarts where they will be crushed. Let me turn this on actually so we can see. Or they would go into the cactus and be killed, because spiders are a little bit difficult to work with. We can see already some mobs there, and there you can see the spiders, or the spider there being stuck. It's going into the cactus, and this one won't be killed by the minecarts, but other mobs, like, I hope we can get a skeleton. Let me step back a little so we get a few more mobs. This is basically the area where I would AFK, would just stand here and then wait for some mobs to spawn. It is also quite beautiful to stand here and watch them die. If we use the zoom key, we can also see it. There you see a skeleton dropping in there, a witch, and also witches now get killed, which is great. Before they couldn't be killed because they were just on the magma blocks. And for this we also ran out of storage, so there were the 2 chests here, but after a bit of AFKing, also Crucia was over here, she installed this here so the items could be sorted, but in the end, this is not a good place for storage. We should have it up in our storage area, but as you can see, it is working great. Sometimes the flying machines get stuck, I don't know why, because they're just in a single chunk, but that's just how Minecraft behaves, and we can turn the farm off with the switch there. But as you can see, we're getting plenty of materials from this as well once we are in the area and this farm is turned on. Then of course there's the iron farm. I don't think I have to tell you anything about the iron farm with the drop rates and the storage. Right now it is not working because there's again iron golems out there. If you do something aesthetic with your iron farm, this is going to happen to you. You need to be careful where the iron golems are spawning. They are just spawning out here once the farm is building, and it's always building when we are unloading and loading the chunks, which is working like a charm, the automatic rebuilding, because I bet that there's a ton of iron in here again. Half full. It was completely filled up, and we lost a bunch of iron because it was just despawning on the hopper. So this storage also should have something connected to the storage area. And then of course over here we do have our villager harvesting crops for us, and this area, let me tell you, changed a lot because Rika is working on here and making this like a farm. So there's horses in those stables. I think I was showing these already off. There's a mule, a donkey, then over here we've got wild wolves that are named, and then we do have chickens there. The parrots are over here. I need to move my parrots to this cage as well. Rikas are sitting all in this cage here. Quite a few are actually in this hole, so those are all in there, and I will move mine to the second one here. And then on the other side there is the pigs and mushrooms, I think, currently. There's also some sheep here. Yeah, sheep and cows. Oh, the rabbits, that is pretty cool. There's a rabbit of each kind, I think. This one is still empty. I don't know if there's one to come, but I think that she has all kinds of the rabbits. And the mushrooms, I'm not quite sure where those went. There's the pigs, and then the mushrooms must be around the corner. Yeah, there they are. So slowly but surely we're getting all the mobs into this area. There's of course the tractor there with the tipper, and then the storage in here for the carrots, because we changed it from potatoes to carrots. Is inside here. There's a villager still because we might need them at some point. It's filled up and we are letting the carrots despawn. We should have a storage for that. So what should we work on today in this episode? Make a guess. Right now we need to work on a storage, like a bulk storage that we can toss all of our items in. Still the second side of our automated storage, this side over here, is not quite done. We need to fill in the items here in the first slot. The rest is all done, and then set up the channels, but we'll do that at some point soon, hopefully. But for all the farms, I want to have a bulk storage back here. And what I want to have is a storage where you could have the chests, because you always have a chest, and then there should be lights above the chest that are displaying how full the bulk storage is. Usually you always have to have a gap of 2 in between, because you need to power a lamp from the side here, and then you can't have a lamp here. I want to have a lamp every second block, and I couldn't find any tutorial for it, so I will work on that myself in a moment. Get something that is working where we have the lamps every other block, because then we can squeeze more storage units into this area. And those is going to be right here behind our storage area. We go down a little bit, like 4 steps, so we can have a little bit more height. And then I reckon we should have quite a lot of those in the area, so we can have quite a lot of items in the future that we can have in our bulk storage. or we do it in a straight line and make it expandable to the left and right. That could be also a good option, because then we are not limited in size when we are having our farms connected. And I missed the farm that we already having, which is the slime farm, and the chest that we are having down in the slime farm is always filled up with slime, and I have to go down there and craft slime blocks. And yeah, we need the storage for that. So I'm going to go to creative now and work on a design that I am happy with, that can have chests every second block, so we have all the storage we need for all of our farms. I quite like what I came up with. Let me show you. There it is. This is a 2-wide tileable mass storage cell. And no, this is not all the way full. It is all the way empty, because a redstone lamp that is turned on indicates that there's no items in a chest. And if there is then items, like if I put a few items here, you can see that the lamps are turning off. Since the items can't flow out quick enough, we can quickly do it like this. And like this we can see how many items there are in those chests, which I quite like, because now we can add the next row of lamps right next to it. And if we go around to the back, you can see that this is pretty compact. Actually, we can't see it too well, maybe from up there. Ooh. For a second, I fell into the item elevator that we are planning here. Now I'm out of ender pearls. Maybe Rika can give me one. She's... Yay! I'm almost dead. I need to be careful. So from here you can see that the chests are stacked up in a very compact way. So they are always one like this and one like that. And then the next set of chests would be starting right next to it, because this is only 2 wide. That means though that we need to have some trap chests here right in the back where those touch, because there will be a row just of chests going along the wall. Those here can be normal chests though, because they would be sitting right. Let me place this right. Oh, that was close. Right on top of here, so that would be the next chest up here, and then this would be a trap chest basically. And then we just have an item filter to this with a nice stream, and this will be connected to an item elevator here. And I think that we should just build this up now, since it is not too interesting us building 16 of those item filters and mass storage units, because that is the amount that we are aiming for. But I think we'll bring you back in once they are in place and we connect our item elevator to this, and also the farms to the item elevator. So the lamps are all in place, you saw that in the little montage, and the chests behind it, and this is now pretty compact. I really like it. I don't know if I've got a safe way and going to the back to show this. And if there's even a space where I can show it. Maybe from up there, if I quickly throw an ender pearl to that spot. Oh, I'm almost dead. I need to be careful. So here you can see we already started with the filters, but we ran out of redstone completely. So this is all in place, and we had enough materials for it, like the redstone for the redstone torches, the comparators, and redstone lamps. But the rest, not so good. And the way we want to get redstone now is by doing the tunnels first that go to the different farms. We want to do those tunnels down there at the diamond level. So this is all the way dug down to diamond level 11, and down here we want to connect the tunnels, so one to the mob farm, which should be somewhat in that direction, iron farm that way, the guardian farm is in that direction, the slime farm is easy to connect because it's already here, and then over there somewhere we have the carrot and potato farm. But for that we can just dig the tunnels, hope for redstone to find. I think we'll make them 3 by 3. And then put down the ice and bring it into an item elevator over here, so we can get the items to the top and filter them. There's the hole for the item elevator, and then we dug a tunnel in this direction and that direction to collect the stuff from the farms, and connected them all, and in the process of doing so we got quite some redstone and actually 59 diamonds. We have been so lucky with diamonds. There was like, I don't know, 15 minutes of digging, or 20 maybe, and 59 diamonds. I never had that much luck with diamonds, which is quite cool. So now what we'll do is in the center here of the tunnels, we'll remove those blocks, replace them with packed ice, and put stone half slabs on either side of that, and then just put water and pressure plates down so the items can flow right here to the center. Now there are all the channels in place, and we need to hook up the farms to those. For the iron farm, this is quite easy because there are the hoppers already up there. We can just remove those, and the iron and poppies will just go into the water stream here. In the mob farm we need to add a little bit of an item elevator because the drops are even lower than our water streams are, but I think it shouldn't be too difficult since we can just put a dropper right here underneath the last ice block and then connect the hoppers over to it. So just like this. We need to go a little bit zigzag because of the bedrock that we are facing. If I remove this block it will be easier. Can just remove that hopper and this one here. Also make sure to disconnect that. I don't care about the hoppers that we're losing right now because I don't want to go into there. And now this should all be facing into here. And then on top of here we can just add some glass once we have the system made for spitting out the items, which also should be quite easy because we can just put I think I need to improvise because of this bedrock block, but shouldn't be too much of a deal. I can just put a block here, then let me use those redstone here. That would power the redstone, which is then retracting the signal, and yeah, I can put a redstone there. I think if I now put in some items, they're getting dispensed. Great. So those of course should go then into a water stream, which we can just connect up top by putting in the glass for this. I would tidy this up a little bit later, don't worry. And here we go, last few blocks, just like this. I think I want to add those 2 blocks here and then the water, and this should bring the items right into the right spot. Just for safety, a roof out of red glass will do the trick, and all items will now go this direction. In the guardian farm the collection point is a little bit higher, so we can put a dropper underneath those hoppers there and let then a hopper face into that, so we can then add the same clock to it and let the items fall down. So I think that I will go for this position, reroute all the hoppers there and add the clock to it, then the items will go down into the water stream and into the center. Next is the slime farm, and here we can just add a dropper where the hoppers are already. Empty all the stuff into this dropper and then make an ice pass going just to the center channel there. The carrot and potato farm is almost as simple as the iron golem farm because all we have to do is rotate the item elevator that we do have here. Oh, that's full with carrots. Yeah, we'll have to deal with that. Rotate this one around so it faces downwards instead of upwards, and then this is already working since there's already redstone connecting to it. And last of all, we need something to clean up this mess that we created now down here, which is of course another elevator that is putting the items into the blue glass here, which is going all the way to the top now. So what we need to do is remove this block, put down a dropper facing upwards, and then this one here should have a little bit of higher speed than the other ones. So what I'm going to do is use a little bit of a different clock, the one that I have shown in my tutorial for the item elevator, which is the one that is using a piston and to observe us to detect the items going into there. And actually, because of the elevator, we do need another hopper on each side, just like this. And then if I place this observer, the clock is running and all the items are going up, where they end up nowhere right now, but I don't care. If they want to, they can despawn. But at least all the farms are now hooked up to the center here. Okay, the carrots are now flying everywhere. Maybe I shouldn't have turned the clock on, but that's alright. We are almost there. Just a few steps are missing and then the whole thing is working, which is first up to clean up my inventory, and then second of all we need just some more packed ice. We do have still slabs, we do have water, and we do have pressure plates, so that is all good. And with that we can then direct the water stream to the back, around, let them bounce against some chests, align them and make them flow all the way over all the filters, which is pretty convenient because that is done in just no time. Right, the items are now shooting out of there and then going into the water stream to this intersection, because we need to bring the items all the way to the other side before we filter them. And so we are bringing them over here. I'm aligning them to this chest here because you said that I don't need any chest and can use just this normal chest. And then they are going over these filters, so carrots, potatoes, poppies, iron, then the stuff from the Guardian farm, and then all the mob drops over here. And if we have a look down below, I think I can toss it right through there. You can see we've got labeled them down here as well, and the first items are already making their way into those silos, which is really cool. And so all we need to do is put in this one here, and then for this last one here I removed the filter because in here we just collect the rest of the items which don't get filled, because we get the occasional witch and so glass bottles, but we don't need a silo for that, so that can just end up over there in that chest. And if we have another farm added at some point, we've got one extra silo, and if we have more farms than added, we can add silos left and right, just as many as we need. And like that we will also design this middle room here. I guess the enchantment table will go right there, and over here maybe a concrete converter, because that's always something we need. But I think that we'll do the decoration of the room in between episodes, or maybe in the next episode, I don't know. But for this episode, I think that that's going to conclude it. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, then of course feel free to leave a like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and share this video with your friends. And I hope then to see you in the next video. Until then, have a great day.